Here we go. It's just a really a small poem that I really liked. And I can't read it. Just a moment. I should wear real glasses. Um, so this is from William Blake, and this poem, I was trying to imagine it all the time, but it's all there actually. So here it goes. To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. Which is probably one of my best favorite poem by William Blake. And let's add to that the emptiness in every imagined moment, nirvana captured in a smile, wholeness appearing as 4D screens, the depth of love in the depth of grieving. Just a second, let me just see everyone. And feel free to add if you like, because it can just keep on going. The listening for silence, the movement in stillness,
the fullness in an empty glass.
the fullness in an empty glass, the hoping for the hopeless. All of these poems written in the sea of emptiness, appearing out of nothing, dissolving into nothing. The unnoticing of the 10,000 blinks in a day. The so whatness in everything. The all-purpose wow of everything that's apparently happening. The wow in sadness, the wow in what the fuckness, the wow in the newness, the wow in the sorrow, the wow in everything. The unconditional wow. The amazing love for nothing. You can write it too if you like. I'll open up the chat. It's like freestyle non-duality. The confusion in clarity. The instant forgiveness of everything that seemed to be held on to. The destruction of the past. Even the holding on to the past. The remembrance of nothing. The seemingly understanding of everything. The loss of memory, because there are no memories. The bittersweet departure of a relationship that never was. The acknowledging the bullshit in everything. The unknowing of the knower that does not know anything. The nameless poem that's being asked by Anita, what is the name of the poem? The dying of no one. The dissolving of the speaker and the seeker, because there's no such thing. The wholeness of separation. The unraveling of the belief systems. The destruction of the pedestals of sages. the empty fullness of seeking the unseekable. So everything is an answer already. Everything that's appearing is already an answer. Whatever appears is emptiness, appearing as words. The bullshit of everything and the wow of everything. Yes, Vera.
Nothing needs an answer.
Nothing needs an answer. So the why, the what are we doing here? The scratching of the head, the echoes of death everywhere, the seeing, the unseeing. The thought that he should just do an introduction rather than this thing. Trying to explain the inexpressible, the unexplainable. Nothing needs to no answer. It's hilarious that there seems to be some seeking, but answers are appearing everywhere. But there's just this trying to seek for something that's already appearing, trying to try something that cannot be tried. The looking for the truth when truth is appearing is everywhere, and truth is just an idea, so everything is just an idea. The apparent rejection and the acceptance and the sameness of that. The here it is right now, that this is it. And then the moment that you start processing that, you lose it. The contradiction of everything. The duality and the non-duality. The chirping sound. Chirp, chirp. The meaninglessness of these words. But in the illusion, the power of words.
The surprise of nothing.
The surprise of nothing. Surprise. The trying to land on the unlandable. Yeah. The free falling with no landing. The disness. The wowness. The boomness.
Dot on your nose.
What's that?
The dot of the painting on your
Yes.
nose.
The appearance and the disappearance of everything. So nothing is lost because everything that's appearing is everything. Everything that's appearing is already it. There's nothing left to say sometimes because there's really nothing to say. But we'll keep on speaking about this for eternity. The play. This is a play. The playing of separateness. The pretending of separation. The alien in my room. Shh, Rosie. The lack of seriousness. And even the why so serious and the seriousness. So everything that appearing is already it. Because there's nothing outside of this. All that there is this. So everything that arises is nothing. Not even nothing. It's the descriptionless. It's the unknowable. And here we are trying to know the unknowable. But there's no we. I remember that Plato cave allegory. I don't know, I can't remember it really, really perfectly. Um, so there's Plato's prisoners. They're chained and basically representing people who are in, seeking in a superficial world of, appearances. Um, there are shadows behind them that's creating the illusion of reality. And they believe that, and that's all that they know. So what's being presented here is that everything that comes up is all that you know. But everything that you know, as we know, having spent all of these apparent hours, is not really what seems to be appearing. What we believe, what we think, what we see is like that Plato's cave. It's a play of light in a cave of a light behind. So everything that you know, everything that you think, everything that you see is this story that keeps on maintaining that the story is real, that this is really happening. So it's like a prisoner of all of these ideas that come up. Although we came up with this beautiful poetry, these poetry, as I mentioned earlier, is like writing words on an ocean of nothing. Seemingly comes out of nothing, and it dissolves into nothing. Because what's being expressed is completely wordless. So we're coming up with these words, trying to find answer. Although it's all the answer, it's also not the answer, because answer is just another idea. Questions are another idea. Questions and answers are duality. So everything that is being presented in front of you, everything that you see, is apparently appearing and disappearing simultaneously. But that's just another idea again. Everything is fresh and new, it's just another idea again. Everything is free falling, it's just another idea again. Everything is empty fullness, another idea again. Nothing is happening, another idea again. It's trying to express what's really obvious, but what's really obvious cannot really be captured because it's this swirling images and hallucinate. It's almost like a hallucination. All of this intoxicating belief systems and ideas. Since it's swirling and it's like it's a never-ending swirling of this vibration, of this distortion, what seems to be expressed is obscured by thoughts, ideas, words, by the one that's trying to perceive it, the one that's trying to grasp it. Although these words sometimes are very clear of what's being presented, they still pose a veil to what's really obvious. That all of this is wordless, that nothing's really happening, that all of the words that were spoken, all the things that came up, are not really real. Because nothing is real. But it feels completely real. So there's the bliss of unknowing. I love it when I say I don't know because I really don't know. The state of confusion. The confusion in that clarity. It's so contradictory. It's this kind of like wowness, like what is going on? Nothing. What is nothing? I don't know. You're just trying to clarify something that cannot be clarified because everything that we do is trying to capture something that cannot be captured. I love the poetry sometimes, but sometimes the poetry tries to land at something, tries to capture something that cannot be captured. I really like doing these long formats because it just really stretches out the limits of patience of seekers until it snaps. Apparently, sometimes when it snaps, they're like, I can't do this anymore. But there's no you doing it. There's no you choosing to be here or not to be here. We're not really speaking here. Nothing is really happening. And then it goes again. So that trying to kind of like, what does he mean by that? Is what's being expressed. Or is he going with this? That's what's being expressed, because everything that comes, the speaking and the apparent thoughts that's appearing there, are all imagination, are all dream stuff. And that seems to be what's happening. That's not really happening. So sometimes it's easy to say that this is just what's happening because it's just the simplest way. It's just what's happening. But that leads to a lot of it's almost like it's almost kind of like a bomb, right? You're like, well, what's happening? Who's it happening to? What do you mean it's just happening? Life is a tale told by an idiot signifying nothing. Yes. I like that by Shakespeare. Thank you, Micah. So all of this is just tales and tales and tales and tales and tales. Every speaker, every one that is apparently speaking about this, although there's clarity there, there's muddying of what's also being expressed. It's also a veil. So it's not in the words. In this, it's when people usually talk about this, it's the openness. But no one chooses to be open. It's kind of like there's a fruit and you can't choose to think that fruit will ripen so it will fall. It will fall by itself. But apparently in the story, when there's this hitting the wall over and over and over again, there seems to be a collapse of the wall and the one that's hitting the wall. So let's hit some more walls, and if you have any questions, please do so. Holy crow, that was a long opening. Sorry about that. Hey, Vera.
Hi, good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning, Vera.
I guess the only thing I could say right now is that I just had a lot of wows.
Yeah.
So I enjoy my wow. So, like yesterday, I find that whatever I desire or imagine appears. So I always have fun with that. So I had a few of them yesterday. I wanted to see a fence built behind my son's place by the neighbor. We've been waiting for the neighbor to do it. And then my son called me, he goes, "Hey, they put up the fence. It was so great. Now we have a fence in the backyard, like this wooden thing, you know." Then, oh, wow,
Wow.
there it appeared. And then I wanted to buy the property where I am, and I wanted a lower price. And I've been waiting like, I guess, years. And so the guy calls me up yesterday, goes, so he gave me this lower price that I was imagining. And I went, wow, that happened also. And it's just like, it was one thing after another. It was fun. And I enjoyed even making the fires yesterday. I was burning. I said,
Oh,
finally,
nice.
yeah, I finally can burn all my branches. And we had this storm. So I threw all the branches on 2 fire pits and was burning and cleaning up leaves and burning them and watching that. And that was finally that happened. I was like, oh, wow, that was great. So it's just nice to see, wow, whether it means anything or not.
Yeah, it's the all-purpose wow.
It's the all-purpose wow. And then somebody wrote on one of
Even
my
for
sites,
baking. Sorry, go ahead.
one of my Facebook sites that I talk about, because I'm into the whole COVID scam and the unvaxxed scam and, all that bullshit. So one of the people wrote today, so what? And so that appeared. I said it's the so what now is floating around and appearing, like, oh. So it's just, you can have fun with it or not, whatever. So it's just great.
Wow. So what?
Yeah. So what?
Thank you for sharing, Vera. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Carol. Hey. Oh, we're matching. We planned it. Yeah, yeah.
So let's play with seeing the unseen.
Yeah, yeah. It's these words are just all, almost like when there was an apparent in the story of the apparent dropping away of Emerson, when there was just the silence. It could not decipher words anymore, because words are almost kind of like coats of paint in stillness, just different colors, different hues of paint. It makes the picture brighter. It makes the picture stunning. So it's seeing the unseeing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Nice play, nice play.
Yeah. So everything is just this blank canvas, right? And the apparent words make it darker, make it lighter, pastel colored, whatever. And it's swirling, all of these swirling colors, the never ending swirling of these colors and paintings that's just appearing and disappearing. It's like not even a blank canvas. It's like, I don't know if you guys played it, etch a sketch when you were a kid. You know, what's written there is this, but a very advanced etch a sketch. You know what I'm saying? There's just this beautiful colors and 3D images and everything that appears as words and all of this stuff, and then it's gone, and then it appears again. It's just the kid playing, in etch a sketch. Um, I used to love that etch a sketch, and, but I always wished it was in color, because it's just in black and white, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Emerson.
everything. Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
You're so amazing with words. It's incredible.
I'm like a kid with words.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. I'm very impressed by those who manage to put words on it. Yeah, it's like really just like painting. Words are just different colors, dark words, light words. For me, speaking is like DJing. I like DJing. Sometimes it's for hours, and there's always an intuitiveness that there's no one doing it. The same with speaking about this. There's no one doing it. There's never been anyone doing this. There's no one listening. There's no one talking. It's just this. It's just this display of words that comes back and forth. But there's not even a back and forth. It's just what's appearing in this eternal etch a sketch.
Can I
Share.
say something?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, I didn't raise my hand. Just say,
I'll get to you, Share, and then Carolyn, go ahead, please.
yeah, sorry, Shia. I'm very sorry about that.
We have plenty of time, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, there is no time anyway, so
Yeah.
it's okay. I don't know. I don't remember what I wanted to say. Sorry, I can't remember anything at all. Just appeared and disappeared straight away. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No worries. No
Just
need to
forgive
apologize.
me.
Instantly.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
Share, please go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Emerson, I really didn't really understand what it means with history. All there is a history.
There's no history? Yeah.
Because there is a memory, so there is history.
Yeah.
as long there is. Does that mean that?
There's no such thing as a memory, actually. Everything is just appearing all at onceness. It's funny because I'm talking to this author right now. He's a neuroscientist, and we're talking about a lot of the false memories that come in, the suggestive memory, meaning that everything just comes almost instantly. So everything
Yes,
in everything that is apparently in your memory, since there's no past, let's just go to that what everyone says that has apparently seen the unseeable, that there is no time. So if there's no time, where does history and memory stand? It's
yes,
an apparent it's an apparent memory, it's an apparent history. The history and the memory feels completely real because it's appearing. There's a charge to it, right? It's kind of like when there's a memory of something that's painful, there's a charge to it. But kind of like in a dream, everything that seems to be appearing, including memory, history, is not really happening at all. It never happened at all because nothing is happening.
it
This
has appeared.
Yeah, it's just an appearance. So for example, if there is a um so everything is all at once, right? This is just a suggestion that everything is happening all at once, meaning that there's no prior, there's no cause and effect. So for example, if you say, what about this picture of me as a child? That's also appearing in the illusion. The illusion is so expansive and it's so immersive that everything that appears, like in a dream, there's everything appears in a dream that's completely real. So that picture that looks like it was taken in 20 years or 30 years ago, you're 30 years old, right? So when you're one, it appears as appearing, feels completely real, but it's just appearing all at once. So
It's appear.
all the memories do is kind of like it's similar to that one. It's just appearing all at the same time.
It's actually
Simultaneous. Sorry, go ahead.
actually the past is it's not past. It's here. You know.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's all at once. So this is the past, the present, and the future. They're really just names of separation. They're kind of like on an etch a sketch. There's past, present, future. It's all appearing in one page. The moment that you shake it, it doesn't exist.
Yes, because actually both of them is this. You know.
Yeah, the future is also
It's
this.
yes, it's here. You know,
Yeah,
it's here, but
this is a very
but uh,
futuristic talk, actually.
but actually it's not here either.
No, nothing is here.
It's
Nothing is
everywhere,
here.
and
And not
everywhere is and
everywhere
nowhere.
and nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
thank you.
thank you.
That was nice. Very best.
Thank you. I'll write that on my testimonials on my website. Okay, sure. I don't have a website even. I should make one. Arlene goes, follow the pathless fact to the timeless time in the unknown unknowable. I like that, Arlene. Yes. So some paintings are very light and it shows the canvas. That's one of those. Ileana. Hey, Ileana. What time is it
Hi,
there?
it's 12:32 in the morning,
Oh,
tomorrow
wow.
morning. Speaking
Wow.
of the past and the future and everything occurring simultaneously.
Yeah.
My wow has turned into an L. Like
Yeah.
yesterday I found myself, part of it is probably exhaustion, but I found myself getting impatient and da-da-da. And this morning, lots of words are coming out, like I'm hearing you and people say lots of words, and so that's how this is appearing here at the moment. Yeah.
So the all-purpose wow will say wow to that as well. Wow, that seems to be what's happening. There's the ow to that. So everything,
Mm.
including the blissfulness and the excitedness and also the
Mm.
ow are the same.
Mm.
They're just different distortions. They're all distortions of emptiness. Seems to be a preference of the 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 aliveness of joyfulness and blissfulness, but that's also just another idea. See what's appearing now. So in a blank canvas,
Yeah.
the bright colors and the dark colors appear in the same canvas. It makes
Yeah.
the
I
picture
need
more
dark
stunning.
color today.
Yeah, it makes the picture more stunning, because if you have a paint
Mm.
that doesn't have all of those dark edges, it doesn't really pop out. So sometimes those dark colors and dark hues and the owl makes it really interesting. Makes it kind of like, oh wow, there's really some depth into this picture named Ileana here. There's just
Mm.
this mysterious owl or something. But when you shake it, it's gone. it's the it's this it's yeah. It's just it feels like a held owl, but the owl actually is not there anymore. It's not really there. The wow is not even there. It's just trying to extend the owl. And there's nothing wrong or right about that. It is just what's happening. Meaning it's really nothing.
Yeah. Can't do anything about it.
No,
Mm.
no, 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 no.
Mm. Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you, Ileana. And thank you for staying up, apparently. Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Hi, good morning.
Good
How
morning,
are you?
Kathy. Excellent.
Yeah, I just like really got enmeshed in this duality.
Yeah,
We live this is how we live.
yeah,
Up, down, black, white, big, little, like trillions of them. And I said, you know what? For Christ's sakes, you can't turn on the TV
yeah,
without democracy versus communism.
yeah,
And
yeah,
damn, people are dying for this facade of duality.
yeah, yeah,
It they can't fathom that. It's very difficult to, it's just difficult.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah.
easy. Yeah.
No, 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 no. It's not easy at all.
No,
Not easy.
no.
In this dream of duality, there's this. It's very excruciating. The pain sometimes, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really,
Oh,
it's
it's
really
painful.
sharp. It's really sharp. It's kind of like ouch. And there's
Yeah.
also this because it feels completely real, because it feels absolutely horrible, right? To see all of this thing going on. Um, because it feels completely real, and because it's not being dismissed, right? It's also seen as this gigantic canvas of emptiness, right? With all of this real immersive deep hues of color of this one and that one, duality and everything, presenting this really vibrant picture,
Sure,
and
sure.
this just really felt sense of realness. And it's
Yeah.
just it's like this felt sense of realness is the same thing as when this is going to sound funny, when you wake up in the morning, you smell that really foul stench that your dog pooped all over the place. You're not going to say it's nothing.
Right,
It's going
right.
to
Yeah.
it's going to be that,
The
oh
shit.
shit.
I got to clean up shit.
Yeah, but you also see that
Yeah.
the dog is innocent. He's old and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, but you're still like, oh, this is really shitty. That's the same thing, with what's apparently happening on the apparent screen, in the apparent state of
Yeah.
the world, in the apparent starving and all that kind of stuff. It feels completely real. And if this imaginary character feels compelled to do something about it, that's also what's happening. And if it doesn't want to do anything about it, if it just coils in anger or says, whatever seems to happen is just what's happening. It's in this big canvas of duality, if this big canvas of something that feels completely real, but in this emptiness. Does that
Yeah,
make any sense?
it's too bad everybody can't be there.
No, no, because everybody's not there.
Solved. You see,
Im-
solved.
imagine if I go on national TV, broadcast this to everyone and say that this is just a canvas
Go, go,
with this
go,
dark
Emerson.
hues.
Go. Do it.
I will not even be allowed. If I say that it's just like two fingers fighting,
Yeah.
they'll be
Yeah.
like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
It's conceptualized, but what's being expressed is just really simple. It's just the purity of everything, that whatever seems to be, that even the darkest thought is innocent. Even those dirty thoughts are innocent. They're all innocent.
Confess. Confess.
So whatever arises from the apparent, sea of nothing is nothing.
Yeah.
It's not coming from any source or anything that is being presented. In the etch a sketch of life, everything gets distorted, and it comes back to
Mhm.
nothing, and it just comes back to something and nothing. So whatever seems to be really difficult, all of the ow is not permanent. Nothing is permanent, because nothing is nothing. So what seems to appear also disappears. So it could be wow, it could be ow. It could be this kind of like feeling of disgust of what's happening right now, or in awe of whatever is happening right now. It's in the same
Constant flux.
constant
Yeah.
flux. It's the never ending swirling of unconditional freedom. Because if it's conditional, then it will just be one thing. It
One
will just
thing.
be one
Yeah.
place, yeah. And it
Yeah.
rejects what is not. But since it's
Yeah.
unconditional and it's freedom, it cannot reject whatever is happening. So it
Right.
allows
Right.
all of this ow, it allows all of the wow, it allows everything. The war, the peace, the
Yeah.
goodness, the evilness, the stench, the aroma,
Yeah.
everything. The beautiful smell, the really stinky. It's in everything, in it allows the canvas will never reject a palette of color. You can't say no,
Yeah.
that's not allowed. Etch a sketch will not tell you, oh no, you can't, because it's freedom.
Yeah.
So everything is allowed to be poured into a glass of nothing. Everything is allowed in the ocean. It drowns it, because it's unconditional love drowning everything.
Beautifully expressed. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy.
Turn this thing.
Carol, hi.
Hi again.
Hello again.
In the dream, in the story, what seems to be continuity
Mhm.
is just like the image that you were sharing, like the van. You stop the van and it's still going.
Yeah.
And also like you're on a boat, you just put the motor off.
Yeah.
And the boat still. So it's the seeming continuity,
It's
but
the automaticness of everything, but it's always changing. It's not the same. It's sometimes the self-driving car or the boat turns left, turn right. Even if you want it to turn left, and if it's turning right, you can't control it. It will turn right. Even if you don't like it, it's going to happen to whatever. And then sometimes you like it. You're like, oh, finally, it's turning left. I want to see that view. And that's what's happening. See, there's no control of what's happening in this. It's kind of like when you realize that you're in a roller coaster, and then you see that it's about to go down. You hold your breath. I'm like, oh, here it goes again. And then there it is. When I tell this story all the time. When I was a little kid, not really little, Canada's Wonderland in Ontario, they have this wild big rides, roller coasters, right? So there is a ride called the Bat, and it was my first roller coaster ever. So the bat, you go into this roller coaster and you're expecting it to go forward, but it actually goes forward and then it stops and it takes you backwards. And then it drops you. And then, of course, when I got out of the roller coaster, I was crying and I was kind of like puking. And I said, again. Because it's aliveness. It's aliveness. And it's seen that the fear, the one that you fear the most is what you long for. That aliveness. Because there's aliveness in everything. Aliveness in sorrow. Aliveness in grieving.
Yes.
Aliveness in mourning. Aliveness in the ow. Aliveness in the wow. Aliveness appears in everything. Aliveness in the left turn, even if you want it right. Because you're like, no, 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 I don't want my life to go that way. But it's happening anyway. So there's no controller. No controller. And that's what I like about the roller coasters. There's no controller. You don't know what's happening. You can't stop the roller coaster. The roller coaster will keep on going up and down, up and down. Sometimes it
Can't
stops
go
and it goes
back.
backwards. Or the really cool ones, you know, sometimes it drops you straight down. And then before you hit the ground, it stops. Well, you hope that it stops. But that's the fear. You're like, oh no, there's this kind of like it goes all the way up. And then it drops. No one can control that. You can't say, even if you scream and yell, say stop, which most people do, it doesn't stop. And no one's controlling it. It's the so what in everything.
Yeah.
So what if this is the best time in my life? So what?
Yes, the appearance is so solid, but still there's a like the seeing of like, you know, the continuity.
Yes.
Even
yeah.
if it's, you know, appearing and disappearing at the same time, you
See,
know,
that's the illusion is the
that's the
continuity.
illusion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
continuity. Because really nothing is happening, but there's this illusion that there is this time that is from here to here, that there's a past, a present, a future. But like in a dream, the moment that you wake up, that time evaporates.
Yes, sure.
It does. There's no time. And even in the dream, it feels completely real that there is a departure, a blissfulness, and or it feels like it's like a lifetime. Sometimes there's a dream sometimes that it's like a saga, and I'm like, what is, and then I woke up, I sat down for a bit, I'm like, wow, that's a whole lifetime of a dream. It felt like this whole lifetime, and I'm like, oh, I only slept for 4 hours. But it feels like this saga of, like, you know, it's insane. It's insane. But there's no one in that dream. There's no time in that dream, and no one can control that dream. No one can say that I don't want that saga of a dream. It just appears. It's a ride. It's a play.
Yeah. Amazing play.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Emerson.
Thank you. Carolyn. Oh, you wrote something. Okay. Today it's very quiet and peaceful. It feels very good. Yesterday I was very tense and identified. Yeah, I like it when it's relaxed, and at the same time I fear the moment I will stress again. Again, in the ride or in this blank canvas, every appearance, you know, is not the same. It's a swirling appearance of duality and all this kind of stuff. It's an illusion. But once it's seen that peaceful, tense are both illusion, because the one that's sensing it is the illusion, then everything just becomes the so whatness. So whatever arises, right? Sometimes the obstacle of this is holding on to that peacefulness, holding on to that preferred state, holding on to that wow, stretching the wow, making a remix out of it. But the remix is never the same. Robert goes, I feel exactly the same as what you described today and yesterday. Relearning and to emotionally handle the radicalness. Thank you, Robert. You want to share that, Robert? You want to expand that? Where's Robert? Hey,
Hi.
Robert. Hi.
Yeah, sure. So sort of when yesterday was my first day, and there's something about the retreat setting, like you said at the beginning, how you're just in it for hours and hours and hours, and it was just like my sense of separateness was just taking an absolute beating.
Yes.
And it took until this morning to start listening to this, and I was just, it was like after I got that first day out of the way, I was just in this calm, collected space where I'd finally learned to just become acquainted with this message again, and for my mind to sort of settle and just have some comfort with the unknowing, like with the not knowing, with the confusion, with the doubt, and just the radicalness of it. Yeah.
It is.
And
It
sort of
is.
just
It
get
is.
comfortable with it.
Yeah, because the blank canvas or the blank etch a sketch is really radical because it allows everything. It doesn't know anything because it's blank. It's an etch a sketch. How can it know? Or the ocean of emptiness. It's just empty. There's nothing in it. So whatever arises drowns in the emptiness, meaning unknowing. The reason that this doesn't land anywhere is because if it lands somewhere, or if it becomes known, then it becomes a formation. This is formless. This is the formlessness, and this is what is seeked, is the formlessness, the emptiness, the nameless. Because the moment again that it becomes something that I understand, the I, the me, understands, and it becomes a knowing, and that becomes a something. It's always nothing until someone thinks it's a something. So I'm just really swimming around in a pool of nothing, splashing everywhere, hoping that it's seen that it's all nothing. Come drown with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's no lifeboat.
No,
that's the terrifying
no.
part. Yeah.
Drowning is basically saying that you drown, you disappear in the ocean. And the ocean is just the ocean of nothing. Yeah. There's no lifeboat. Yeah. A lifeboat is keeping that idea again. Yeah. But beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Robert. Keep on sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
We have today and tomorrow still, so yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Hey, Rosie. Rosie. Hi.
Yeah. Hey, I just kind of have a question about, or like, there's something that keeps coming up about like where, yeah, there's actually like nowhere to land actually. Something about wanting to put attention or find, I don't even know how, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Whatever. That was way too hard.
Why make it hard, right?
That was way too serious and way too hard. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for nothing, Rosie. Oh, sorry. Oyvind goes, sorry, did you say the ow is extending the ow? Yeah. It's like remixing it. Could you say, Patrice, sorry, could you kind of say that, so what is equanimity? Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. It's the equanimity. It's the, I like that word actually, equanimity. I almost tattooed it on my arm before. But yeah, equanimity. It's the great equalizer for everything that seems to be happening. Is the so whatness. Even whatever the reaction is, it could be anger or it could be um, anything that appears is just so what. So wherever it appears, apparently from the character or whatever is seen, is the same. Laura goes, not landing, not taking shape. Yes, definitely. It's not landing anywhere. It's the shapeless, the boundless, the seamless. All of these synonyms of that words that I like saying in a way. It's the same. I think I'm falling into the trap to think that this message is a solution to chronic pain over and over, and it's not a solution. It's nothing. Yes, that's what it is again. That's what it is, right? Is when there is an attachment to this communication for it to be something, for it to be a cure or a therapy or anything like that, then it captures it, and in captivity, it becomes an idea. It becomes this rock that is heavy. See, ideas that are captured, knowing that are held onto, beliefs that are held onto, are just like these rocks that you carry around, imaginary rocks that you carry around with you, and all of that rocks, all of that, trap of holding onto something, seemingly is released, and everything that seems to be carried just completely feels weightless. It's the weight of knowing, the weight of thinking, the weight of understanding, the weight of the one that thinks it's separate. Hey, Vera.
All right, I just had another wow.
Yes.
I haven't had, we had a big storm here, a foot of snow last Monday. Had no electric, 60% of the county. No electric for 3 days. And I live in the country, so that means no water.
Oh, wow.
No toilet.
Ooh.
No heat. No heat. 45 degrees in the house. So I had to seek shelter at friends' houses. So I felt like a refugee, I need shelter, help me and
yeah. Come to Canada.
me and my dog. Yeah, my dog. And who would take the dog? Called all kinds of hotels. They're all swamped.
Yeah.
And then they said, forget about the dog.
Oh, no.
No, they don't want to do a dog in the hotels. So then electric came back Thursday, but then my hot water heater wasn't working. No hot water. So I had to call people, help, what's going on? And they gave me their ideas. They're going to come and fix maybe. 2 parts might be bad. I had to take a shower at somebody else's place. So now I just turned on the hot water and it came out hot. So I went, wow, I got my hot water back. Didn't have to put anything, any work into it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I think what's happening too, it depends what's happening in this configuration right now. Whatever it desires, imagines, wants, a lot of it is coming through. It just happens. So the desire, the imagination is there, and then it manifests. And I used to say the word unbelievable all the time. I used to say, "Oh, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, amazing." And so now I'm saying, wow, wow, wow.
Thank you so much for sharing. It could also
Thank
land the opposite. It could be, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
right. It could
everything
be
is
any,
wow. It could be anything,
right,
but it's an
right.
all-purpose wow, right? So all-purpose to
Right.
anything.
Could be
Wow.
anything.
Thank you,
Yeah. So
Vera.
thank you.
Thank you. It's my wow transmission. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's no transmission.
It's your lineage. Your lineage is so strong. You're giving us Shaktipat that's going right through my head into
This is a darshan or something like that, right? No, nothing is happening. um,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vera. Thank you so much to everyone. Um, that was beautiful. Thank you. Just this lightness and even the owl is lightness. Everything. Thank you, everyone. For we're going to take a break for an hour, and apparently I'll go back into the introduction format. This was just fun to do, just like this openness, or maybe I'll go back into the openness or whatever. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emerson.
Bye.
Great.
Thank you.
You, Emerson.
Thank you, Emerson.
Merci
Thank you.
Bye. See you at the breakout room if you guys are going.